Hey y'all, I'm back. Ooh. It's your girl T Danielle, and in today's video, it's gonna be a little something different. Okay, today we're gonna be talking about the things that I have learned about life in 2024. This year, the past 2 years has been like two very challenging years for me, and I have learned a lot. I've grown a lot. So why not share some of the stuff that I learned with y'all? You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, wait, first before I even say that, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are not, welcome back, period. So yeah, without further ado though, we're gonna hop straight into this video because I don't want it to be too long. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all of my social media. They're gonna pop up on the screen, and they're gonna always, of course, be in the description down below. Yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. So I wrote some things down in my notes. I got like 10. I got 10 things, 10 things that I've learned about life, and I'm gonna go into it. I also wrote down a little, some things that I want to say because I be forgetting. It's like I be knowing everything, and then as soon as I get on the camera, I just forget. I do want to pour me a cup of wine though, so I'll be right back. Give me a second. We're back. This right here is some liquor. Okay, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. The first thing I learned about life is to see and accept people for who they show you they are, not what I think they could be. And you know what I mean by that is like oftentimes people fail to see people for who they show themselves to be the first time due to me seeing the potential that I think they have. You know what I'm saying? When it's not even really potential, it's what I would do if I was in their situation. So that's something I had to learn because I always give people like the benefit of the doubt because like I know that they could do better, or I feel like they didn't mean it that way, and this and this and that. Like, no, baby. Especially if it keep happening more than one time. Like, no, ain't no potential about it, boo. This is who they is. Bad grammar. This is who they is. Hello, you can't keep. I had to get over that. Hello, cheers to that one. So the second thing I learned is that silence is the greatest response. Silence is the best response. Hello? Like, I have always been the type to address everything. Like, if it bothers me, I'm addressing it. If I don't like what you said, I'm saying something back. I'm questioning it. Like what's tea? But after a while, sometimes you just gotta be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, kill people with silence. But yeah, no response is the best response. When you respond to everything, you would normally respond out of emotion, where you didn't even see all sides to the table or nothing. You may say some things that you don't mean just because like you're hurt in that moment or whatever the case may be. And I feel like when you simply be quiet, it holds way more value than responding out of emotion and hurt and anger or whatever. And two, when you be quiet, you allow yourself to really think about things and put things into perspective. Nowadays, people feel like they should address any and everything. Like, whatever it is, I'm addressing it. When no, especially females, when they go through stuff with their men and situations or whatever the case may be, they be quick to say something. They be quick to go post something on social media, quick to find a quote, when all you have to do is be the fuck fuck quiet. It's gonna make somebody wonder more, like, damn, they not saying a bitch ass thing. Like, they must don't care. Like, they wondering what you thinking. Like, you never give people, like, the answer. Like, oh, they gonna go looking. Is they hurt? Did they post something and you did? Like, come on now. But you don't always have to say what's on your mind. It's time out for always trying to sneak this. Find a quote that explains your situation best for that moment. Just simply be quiet and learn how to control your emotions. And speaking of, that actually falls into the third thing that I learned, is to control my emotions. Controlling your emotion is a skill that many of us need to learn, because if you let others control your emotions or dictate how you should feel, you will never get nowhere in life. You will constantly keep repeating the same cycle until you learn how to control your feelings, or control what you allow and don't allow to upset you or get a reaction out of you. That speaks by itself. I don't have to put no more to it. That speaks by itself. Number 4, it's not always other people. Sometimes it's you. Now, it's so crazy because I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like, I'm not the problem, I'm never the problem. Boo, it's always them, not me, okay? But you know what they say, when you point the finger at somebody, how many you got point back at you? But as I've got older, as I've grown, sometimes it's you. You know what I'm saying? It's not always other people. People ain't always going against you for nothing. People ain't always haters. People ain't always snakes. Sometimes it's you. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and noticed some shit about yourself and changed it? I bet you didn't. I bet you didn't, because you think that you've grown to the most you could grown to. That's so stupid. You think you reached the maximum level. It's nothing else that needs to be changed about you. You're perfect. You're 5-star. No, ma'am. Sometimes it's you, girls and boys. Sometimes it's you. And then what made me even say that, well, it's like I've been knew that. Like, I noticed stuff about myself before anybody else could get a chance to tell me sometimes. But this past Sunday at church, Pastor talked about that. It's not always other people, it's you. So oftentimes when people walk out your lives, or you have a problem that may come up and it seems that everyone else is always the problem and not you, it's time to start looking at ourselves and change things about ourselves. Not everyone is going to walk away from you and cause chaos for no reason. It's time to start looking in the mirror and changing things about ourselves to become better people. Hello? Sip to that. 5. Life is what you make it to be. That's simple, that's sweet, short. Life is what you make it to be. Now, I understand things happen. I understand anything can happen. I understand people have circumstances. I understand that. I understand not everything is going to be perfect and everything's just not going to go as you planned it. I know that. However, I do know, times can get hard and literally anything can happen. But I do also know you have control over what you allow yourself to go through and how far you allow it to go. Besides God, you have control over everything going on in your life. So if you want better, you need to put forth effort to get better. Another thing I've learned in 2024 about life is to learn my place with others and learn when to let go, right? Not too much to say here, something simple, short, and sweet. Stop overplaying your part in other people's lives and learn when to let go. People are in your life for a reason and a season. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, okay? Let it go. Next. Change is difficult, but it's necessary. Now, I'm gonna say this. I like change. Like, I could get up in the middle of the night and rearrange my whole room. You know what I'm saying? I could change my hair up every week, every 2 weeks because I want something different. I could wear a new pair of glasses, wear different jewelry, get different nail colors. Like, I like change. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like change. I don't like when change become uncomfortable. When change is supposed to be uncomfortable to grow. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't a big fan of it. I ain't gonna lie. Change can be, like I said, change can be very uncomfortable. But in order to grow, you need to change whether it's the environment that you're in. You need to change your attitude, like the way you eat, the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you whatever. Change is necessary. It's difficult, but it's necessary. Next, we're almost done here. We're almost done. Not a very long video at all, okay? So number 8, prayer is powerful, okay? So I just want to let me tell y'all a little story time about my first encounter on praying and how it worked. I can't really remember the exact age I was, but I remember when I was a little bit younger, we went to my I don't even really know, but like we went to my grandma's house with my other cousins, me and my brother. We went to my grandma's house with my 2 other cousins, JJ and J1. Shout out to them, period. And we was there with them because we was bored. And too, at our house, our cable was cut off, so we didn't have no Wi-Fi, we didn't have no TV to watch. We just kept flicking back and forth on movies, like stuff that we didn't watch over and over again. And we just was tired. We was so freaking bored, right? So our dad took us over there with JJ and Javon. We was over there. We was on the computer. We was just having the time of our life, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I think this was like on a weekend, or it was something like that, or we was on a break or something. I'm not too sure. But I remember my dad called or whatever, and he was telling us that he was on the way to come and get us. And we was like, oh my gosh, we don't want to go back home. Like, it's so boring over there. I started crying because I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go there. It's so boring. I ain't got no TV to watch, no Wi-Fi. Like, oh my gosh. I was dang near begging my grandma for us to stay. So we ended up going back home. Anyway, I'm in the car silently crying, looking out the window because why is this my life? Why do I have to go through this? And I remember getting home and I went in my room and I was still crying. And I don't know what came over me, but I literally got on my knees and started praying to God. I don't remember what I said, but I know I prayed to God. Crying now. I'm young. I don't know nothing about that. Like, we weren't even going to church consistently back then, but we was going to church enough. I guess enough for me to know who God was. So, and know to just pray to God. So I got on my knees, I'm bawling my eyes out. I'm literally on my knees crying to the Lord, praying to the Lord. Please just bless my mama and daddy with some money so we could get some cable. Like, please. I go to sleep that night and I wake up the next morning and the TV was on. The TV was on. Hello? If that ain't something to praise, whatever. Oh, snap. But the TV was on, y'all. I literally woke up. Now, when I went to sleep, my TV was cut off. It was cut off, like powered off. Because when you cut it on, it wasn't going to do nothing but show a blue screen. So I cut it off. I went to sleep. Woke up the next morning. My TV was on and the cable was on. I had a cable box and a remote on top of the cable box. when I woke up. I literally woke up and I remember cheesing. I was cheesing so hard and I said, thank you, God. Like, I was literally cheesing and I went out, I walked out my room, my daddy was out there or whatever, and I remember, I think I asked him something like, I thought the cable wasn't working, and he was like, we got some new cable or whatever, and I was like, okay, like y'all, that was my first encounter with praying, and it literally worked. Like what? God is real, but you know, that's neither here. I mean, it's here or there. Whatever. But if you pray about your situation and through your situation, everything will get better. Now, I did learn that most people don't like to hear that. Oftentimes, I do find myself, like, when people come to me for advice or they, you know, like, come to me talking, venting, whatever the case may be, I have a habit of saying, put it in the Lord's hand. Pray about it. And it will literally take your worry away. But sometimes people don't want to hear that. Sometimes, like, people be knowing to go to God and pray to God and, you know, whatever the case may be. But sometimes people need somebody physically here to communicate back with them, even though God is always in communication with us. It's just like, I need somebody I can physically have a conversation with back and forth, so I can tell them what's on my mind and they can give me their opinion, or they can tell me what they think, whatever the case may be. So I did learn that everybody don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't want to hear pray about it. Everybody don't want to hear put it in the Lord's hands. Sometimes people need just a listening ear, or somebody who could actually talk back to them. And just this past week, I actually went through that. Like, I'm like, God, I know you're here for me. I know you're here and I'm not alone, but I need someone to talk to, like somebody that could talk back to me. Like, I get that you're listening. You're always listening. You already knew I was finna do this. Like, but I'm saying I need someone that could talk back to me right now. No, for real though. But yeah. So number 9, we're almost done. No regrets. What? I learned to have no regrets about anything. I've always said this, like, all my life. Like, I don't regret anything because everything happens for a reason. But yeah, it needed to happen. Everything that you went through, it needed to happen. Whether you understand that reason or not, it needed to happen. Everything you go through is a learning experience. You needed to get hurt. You needed to get betrayed by those friends. You needed to freaking go broke. You needed to be crying them long nights. Like, you needed to cry yourself to sleep. You needed it to go stay with somebody else. You needed not to have a car. You needed to not have a job at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps you overcome and be better and 10 times stronger than you were. You know what I'm saying? So I learned to have no regrets. And number 10, I learned that we often be hard on ourselves. I was very hard on myself this past year about everything. I actually been very hard on myself ever since my mama passed away. Like, February 1st, 2023, my life changed forever. Like, my life, I never envisioned my life for me to be without my mother. You know what I'm saying? I never thought my life would be that way. Like, I just knew we was like this. Like, she finna see me graduate. She gonna see me move into my first apartment. Like, I literally said all of these things. She gonna see me graduate. She gonna see me move into my first apartment. She gonna see me have my kids. She gonna see me get my own car. Like, she gonna see me do big things. I'm gonna do this for her. I'm gonna do that for her, just for me to be 19 years old, fresh into the new year, and my mama just, the Lord called her home. The Lord called her home. A 19-year-old. It's just her and her mama. And the Lord decided to call her home. Now what I'm gonna do? What am I supposed to do as a spoiled 19-year-old at that? Like, I was the type to, I was spoiled, but I also like to get my own. So, but I was still spoiled. All I knew was my mama and my daddy. Like, what was I supposed to do? So as time went on, me not really having nobody, it went from like, being filled with so much love, like me in the middle, being filled with so much love. As soon as my mama passed away, it's like the love just like, it went away. Everybody disappeared. I don't know where nobody at. I'm still in the middle. And I'm just looking around. It's literally nobody there. What am I supposed to do? I turned 20. I'm paying bills. I'm a whole adult out here. Now, I do have to say that. Well, I'm going to say that for my next video. I learned that we can be very hard on ourselves, especially my generation. We feel like we're running out of time, but we have so much time. Like, granted, you never know when is your time or what may happen, but we still have so much time. Like, we're nothing but 20, 21, in our 20s or whatever like that. Like, we have time. We don't have to rush it. Like, it's really, I'm gonna say, like, it's a little unrealistic to really be a millionaire at such a young age. Like, that happens like every so often. Like, it's not meant to happen for everybody, but I feel like that's what everybody is achieving nowadays, which is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. But we have to stop being so hard on ourselves. When was the last time you gave yourself a pat on the back and told yourself that you was proud of yourself for accomplishing everything that you did so far? Like, whether it's a big goal or a small goal, when was the last time you actually said, you know what, self, I'm proud of you. You did that. Like, you overcame that. Even when you felt like you wasn't going to overcome it, you did. When was the last time you just told yourself that you was proud of yourself? You're looking for everybody else to do it for you, but you should do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you're not doing enough when other people don't tell you they're proud of you. When you're accomplishing big things, big goals, small or big, you should tell yourself that you're proud of yourself. You should give yourself a pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? You should tell yourself that you're proud of yourself for even making it this far. Even when you thought that you wasn't gonna make it, you made it this far, and you're still being hard on yourself. You waiting for the next thing to come. You're like, give me, and you're not appreciating what you have now. That's why you can't get to next, because you're not appreciating what you have now. Feel me? So you are doing far better than you give yourself credit for. You are literally sitting in one of your prayers. Like, you don't acknowledge it because you just want the next thing, instead of taking the time to acknowledge what you have now. You have to learn to be gentle with yourself. You have worked very hard to get to where you are. You have worked hard to become the person that you are today, and you wouldn't be all of that without your past experiences. You're doing the best you can. And just let that be enough for you. Like, in this moment, take time to soak in all the accomplishments that you made, all the goals that you have accomplished. Like, tell yourself like you did that. You did that. And then too, yeah. So that was the very last one, but yeah. So overall, I learned a lot this year. Like, this year was very eye-opening, and I appreciate it. I remember, oh my gosh, like, I remember it was times when I couldn't even think it was gonna be a good day. Like, I was literally going through it. Like, I remember days me crying myself to sleep, crying my eyes out, smoking my life away, literally lost so much weight, like looking drained and tired in the face, like working 2 jobs to keep my mind going. Like, this year I went through it. Losing friends, not talking to family, not talking to my own sibling, like not talking to my closest aunties and my uncles. Like, this year was different. It was very, very different, but I still came out on top. I learned so much about myself. I learned so much, and I'm so appreciative of everything. I remember me going through those times and me just asking myself, like, why am I going through this? Why do I have to go through this? Like, not to question you, God, but like, literally, why me? Why did you choose me to go through all of these things? Like, why did I have to lose my mother? Why did I have to, like, why me? And I still don't know why me, but I know that it made me, I thought I was strong then. I'm 10 times stronger now, and I can't do nothing but thank the Lord, because the Lord was on my side, and the Lord got me through everything. So, yeah. I learned that things don't always turn out how you planned it or how you think it should. And when things go wrong, it's not always meant to be fixed, okay? Y'all, this is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned or take some tips away from this video on everything that I learned, and I hope you guys can apply it to y'all life or see it in y'all point of view. And, you know, I hope it could be encouraging for y'all or whatever. But yeah, let me know if y'all want me to do a part 2 to this, most definitely, because I'm not gonna lie, like, I wrote down some good stuff. Like, who knew? I'm weak, but y'all, I had to stop saying I'm weak, because I say I'm weak to literally everything. I could be literally dead ass with a straight face, and I'm gonna say I'm weak, I'm dead. LMAO, LMFAO. Like, girl, you're literally talking with a straight face. You feel me? But yeah, let me know if y'all want me to do a part 2 to this. I was gonna I was gonna do a video of things I learned about myself too, but everything that I got, it's not really like good how these were. So if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on all of my social media sites. It's gonna pop up on the screen, and it's gonna, of course, be in the description down below. Yeah. Y'all already know you should get a 10 in, yeah. And I'm out. Peace.